Outdoor advertising in Dallas could be affected if the council finally gets around to taking action on an interim sign ordinance. Telephone rates in the city could go up if the council approves a staff recommendation for increased revenues for Southwestern Bell. The price of tickets at Love Field might be $1 more if the council passes an airport boarding fee, while the overall future of Love Field could be determined if the council agrees with a plan to turn it into a general aviation facility after the airlines move to the regional airport. And elderly residents in Dallas will get a break on their property taxes if the council approves a proposed exemption plan.
Because that we
Commissioner Roy Hoare, Dallas County,
has had to attend a funeral of a close personal friend, but will be.
come back and they want to vote. I guess that's the only way to do it.
You got the movie made.
They won't charge me with it.
Position. Pull it to your right. Now you got it.
People in the same office.
Same office.
Now, the amendments are,
Right, you don't have to vote for.
Where you going? Leave it on.
Investments.
There you are, sir. God bless you. Merry Christmas.
This will be the, well,
Okay.
you can figure it out like that. One should require two, just figure it out.
community organizations for the school administration. Yes, we've done a couple of programs that were directed for students. There was a church group of youth, and I think that we're going to alleviate them in 1 or 2 years. And these problems will be there.
To the people who can least afford to pay. And I'm not talking about...
To the city manager. And then if someone wants to make a substitute motion on alternate 2, I don't believe, do we?
Well, remake it, yeah.
Substituting the report of our utility supervisor. This is his recommendation.
the bond sales that are proposed here are to support the construction of the projects that are recommended in the capital improvement program. However, approval of this bond sale does not constitute approval of all of the recommendations in the capital improvement program.
Okay,
It's
now,
still subject to adjustment as the council decides in terms of priorities and so forth.
Help the girls, man. There you go. That's all right. Yeah.
Thank you.
It will bring new industry to Fort Worth because of the advertising that's going on about this airport from all of the sources that you all know about. People are looking to this as a new marketing area. Now, if we have this growth that I'm thinking we're going to have, and we do all these things, it's going to help every citizen in this community, regardless of whether he's a barber, a baker, or a merchant, or whatever.
Well, I like to think so. I have 3 young kids going down. Michelle Ambrose, who's a 9th grade student, is 14 years old, is going down. She's currently ranked 3rd in the nation on the 3-meter springboard. That's the high board. And she got this at the National Junior Olympics in Spokane, Washington in August. Mike Mann is 12 years old. He's currently ranked 3rd in the nation, got 3rd on the high board in this same meet last winter. Mike's also the state champion, boys, as is Michelle, a state champion. Hunter Holliday is another little boy that's going. He's 11, and he's ranked 2nd in the state, only behind Mike Mann. So they're the 3 top divers in the state as far as the statistics and as far as I'm concerned, too.
I know it's a very impressive meet held in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The competition there must be awfully tough.
It really is. The first time I went was last winter, and they were the best age group kids I've ever seen in my life, and it merits the national title. It really does.
The money doesn't go directly for teaching school children, but a cutback could seriously hurt the Dallas District's integration plan. And many groups that got part of the money last year for helping with integration plans say they'll go ahead and file their own proposals whether the school district does or not. Groups such as Bishop College, the GI Forum, the Dallas Public Library, the Community Relations Commission, the Creative Learning Center at the Cedar Crest Methodist Church, and LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens, are charged with helping the school district integrate. Ray Valdez of LULAC explains the consequences of school board inaction.
If we can make the deadline by December the 26th, the funds would be made available the 1st of February, which means we would have a continuing program.
And if you don't make this deadline on December 26th, is this going to affect your program in any way?
Definitely. If we don't make it by the December the 26th deadline, our next chance to submit for refunding would be in March, which means we wouldn't receive the money probably until April. So that would be about 3 months dead time that we'd have.
What are you going to have to do if that happens with the employees, with your program?
We'll just be out of a job for a while.
One community group that could be affected is the Creative Learning Center in Oak Cliff. The Model Learning Center successfully teaches children of all ages and races, but failure to get the funds could seriously hurt its program to let the people know what it can do. For Channel 8 News on the Move, this is June Gray.
The future of Love Field as an airport also was ensured today by another council decision. The council agreed with recommendations that the facility be converted into a general aviation facility after commercial traffic is moved to the regional airport. The council based its decision on the idea that Love Field will have more economic impact in the future as a general aviation facility. Jack Hill, Channel 8 News on the Move.
Well, I'm fed up to here with the big daddy utility companies constantly coming before this city council and city councils all over the nation and expecting almost carte blanche every time they want some kind of an increase in the rates.
Or were you misquoted on that about having destroyed the records, and now you say they're not destroyed?
No, Mr. Swart.
Does this include expense vouchers?
Well, it depends on for what.
You know, these people are mostly concerned right now about getting their Christmas shopping done and keeping warm and dry. But 6 weeks ago, they were thinking mostly about the election. And you know, they still don't know who won the presidential vote because the electoral votes have not been counted. It's probably not going to be a problem in this Nixon landslide year, but 3 times in history, the Electoral College has changed the outcome from the popular vote. Congressman-elect Dale Milford is one of those who's going to try to get something done about in this coming session of Congress.
I think it should be abolished completely. The Electoral College is out, it's no longer useful. Back in the days when we started, when it was difficult for a message to be heard around the country, the Electoral College was good. But now, with days with instantaneous communications, where we can go nationwide in a matter of moments, it's no longer of value to us. We should go now to a direct popular election of our president.
In addition to communications mentioned by Congressman-elect Milford, another reason for the Electoral College was to take some strength from larger states and give it to smaller states. For example, this year, Delaware cast less than 1/3 of 1% of the total popular vote. In the Electoral College, Delaware gets a little over 0.5%. Well, it's insignificant to us, but probably not to Delaware. On the other hand, California cast nearly 11% of the total popular vote, but gets only a little more than 8% of the votes in the Electoral College. So it does take some away from the larger states and give it to the smaller states. Another reason for the Electoral College's durability is that politicians generally do not want to disturb the strong two-party system. But probably the most basic reason of all that it hasn't been changed is that even though in the past John Quincy Adams, Rutherford B. Hayes, and Benjamin Harrison were elected while their opponents got more votes than they, it was a long time ago, and you don't seem to be very upset about it. This is Roger McDonald, Channel 8 News on the Move in downtown Dallas.
We had rap sessions. And
Then we have a letter from Folsom in connection with water meter deposits.
I move that be referred to the city staff instead.
Second. Mr. O'Neill, that was my motion.
Blocks 3 and 4 Jarvis Heights addition.
I think some of the council, excuse me, John. Yes, sir.
In spite of the district's hesitation, many community groups which received funds last year are going to submit their own proposal and meet the government's December 26 deadline. Community groups such as Bishop College, GI Forum, the Dallas Public Library, the Community Relations Commission, the Creative Learning Center at the Cedar Crest Methodist Church, and the League of United Latin American Citizens are charged with aiding the school district with its desegregation plan. Ray Valdez of LULAC explained to me the consequences of possible DISD inaction. One community group which will be affected by the school district decision is the Creative Learning Center in Oak Cliff. Funds for teaching these multi-age children will run out at the end of January. The next application date is in March, which will leave the center moneyless and possibly staffless for 3 months. But the director says even if she has to beg, the center must stay open. For Channel 8 News on the Move, this is June Gray.
Earth will, in this period of time, change from a cow town to and where the West begins, to more of a national and international city. And our image will just be upgraded and in keeping with the times, I think.
I have mixed emotions. My reservation on the one hand of granting the tax exemption because of the erosion of our economic tax.
You have a chance to show the residents of Dallas that when their needs are opposed to that of a large corporation, that they are not ignored. I ask you to show some courage and give the residents a fair shake.
All adds up to the most crowded agenda of the year, but at least it's appropriately packaged with a cover which reads, Season's Greetings, sort of a Christmas present in advance for the Dallas City Council. Jack Hill, Channel 8 News on the Move.
$146.
I believe the councils themselves, and this is not just Dallas, this is all over the country, is putting themselves in a position where the individual citizen to whom we're responsible is getting the impression that every time the utility companies say jump, we jump.
This has been brought about by two disgruntled American malcontents. Why, these people will come out of this as they are in fact, which is the perspective of two Americans who gave up their citizenship for a few dollars. And when you put it in that perspective, I think the story and the information will be given no credence.
The story also mentioned, by the way, that some records were destroyed.
That's not true. The records that are required to answer the IRS, for example, are complete. They're here. They've been audited by Price Waterhouse in Argentina and Haskins and Sells here in the United States. The Argentine government has accepted these records completely. There are no tax matters pending in Argentina for us, and there aren't any here. We've received a complete, clean bill of health from the IRS. So we have complete records, no problem.
Thank you.
The idea of that $1 more per plane ticket is to give passengers a chance to increase their own security from skyjackings. The $1 is to cover the cost of more guards at Love Field, as required by the Federal Aviation Administration in a sudden decision earlier this month. Collection of the fee will begin on January 10th.